Scripture text is a single verse. It comes from 1 Timothy chapter 6. It's Paul's writing to young Timothy. And it introduces a topic that I've been praying about and feel I wanted to share this morning. It says, "Fight the good fight of the faith. Take hold of the eternal life to which you were called when you made your good confession in the presence of many witnesses." One of the themes that we find that President Trump uses over and over again is this phrase, winning. I've been listening for a long time, and I even, there's something about that. In one of his speeches, he said, "We're going to win so much, you're going to be sick and tired of winning." What does it mean in that context to be a winner? What does that context does it mean to be a loser? It is a central part of his personality, and that has an impact on our world in so many different levels. In his book from 2008, Think Big, Make It Happen in Business and Life, he defines success in terms of defeating or crushing, if possible, your opponent as a key component to upward mobility. Economic and social life is an arena for the survival where the soft perish and the alphas prevail. Quote, "The world is a vicious and brutal place," he writes. "They want your job, they want your house, they want your money, they want your wife, they even want your dog. Those are your friends. Your enemies are even worse." For you see, the successful person, according to Trump, must strike back at anyone who crosses him. His motto is, always get even. In his book, Think Big, when somebody screws you, screw them back in spades. He recounts how a real estate developer hoodwinked him in a corporate complicated deal, then initiated a lawsuit, and then offered to settle for a lifetime membership in his golf club's membership. He accepted, but then he publicly humiliated the man at every opportunity. He admitted, "I love getting even. I get screwed all the time. I go after people, and you know what? People do not play around with me as much as they do others." He also advocated a ruthless pursuing goals of exploiting any advantage over a competitor and maintaining flexibility when maneuvering against opponents. He forbids retreating. Quote, "If you admit defeat, then you will be defeated." Another quote that has been in the book says, "Show me someone without an ego, and I will show you a loser." For you see, when you categorize people or groups of people in one of these two categories, winners, losers. And winners are those who are on your side. And then for the loser is anyone who chooses not to stand with you. You can quickly go from being a winner to a loser in a moment. From great to horrible, from wonderful to awful, from terrific to terrible, based upon a matter of where you stand. I have a big problem with this on so many different levels. For one, I think it sets a terrible examples for others. It creates division. And so if you're with me, you're great. If you're against me, then you're horrible or bad. I want to give a contrast to that kind of thinking to what we find in the teachings of Jesus. Because I think it needs to be reminded about how God wants for us to look about this world of winning and losing. The fact of the matter is that there is a little bit of a competitive spirit all of us have. I mean, hey, the Browns look good this year. We want them to win, don't we? The Indians are playing well. We want them to win, don't we? Well, that's a weak. Are you nervous that I'm setting you up? No, I'm not. What I'm saying, though, is that there's one aspect in which we recognize winning and not allow it and that kind of mentality to so shade our thinking, our vantage point, our viewpoint, that it creates this world of division. And that's what I find. The biblical teaching of Jesus is first and foremost central to the core of who Jesus is a heightened level of respect for others, even those who oppose you. And this stems out of his love for the Father, and as followers of Christ, our love for Jesus. You see, Jesus ministered to all people and showed just as much a respect to the person that offered nothing back to him, as much as to whether it be a Pontius Pilate or Caiaphas the high priest. With Jesus, there was a genuine respect and connection to each and to every person that was in his life. To the beggar on the side of the road, to the blind, to those that were dealing with the scourge of leprosy. Jesus had compassion and saw them in their needs. It wasn't like, okay, well, I can get an advantage from this person. That person's a liability. It's not that way at all. And when we think as we are followers of Christ, it really is incumbent upon us to get away from name-calling, ridicule, disrespect. Jesus would never act this way. Motivated by a genuine concern for all people. Did you hear that? Can you say that with me? All people. To listen and to try to understand. And not just simply see people as obstacles or someone that uses a stair step to get you at some place. Winning is not about achieving a victory at all costs. And this is the second